Well, my parts came in today for my acoustic. Oops. There it is, brand new input output jack. This one has a sleeve for it. So we got to remember, we got to put that sleeve on first. That'll go, these wires will go through there. Hopefully. There they go. Those will come through that. Now, where'd my other piece go? This was just parts, and more parts. There we go. Now this, I'm going to put this, try to get it so you can see what I'm doing here. Put that little lock washer, I guess, I don't know what they call those crowns, on there first, and then this will drop. Is that how I want to do that? No, actually, let's drop. Let's see what that fits like. So I think it's the other way around. I'm supposed to put this washer on first. Then we'll stick that in there like that. Then that lock washer goes on like that. You know what I mean, goes on there. And then the nut goes on. It has a long ways for that nut to go down there. Trouble is getting my hands to cooperate with me. My brain can see it, but the hands don't want to work right again today. I don't know what's going on. I just took it off there. There we go. That screws all the way down there. So anyway, I was just informed my dinner's ready. So that'll snug down on there. I'll tighten it down on there. See, that's how that works. Going to work. We'll turn this so I can work on it for soldering wise. Like that. When I come back for my dinner, I'll solder that on there. Solder them wires on. It's right here. On there. We'll be ready to put that in place and start buttoning this thing up. Alrighty, I'll bring you back in a little while. Alright, so I tested all these leads with my meter. I have one of these right here. And according to the meter, what I do is I take my 1/4 inch and I plug it in. And according to the meter, a little tiny short one down inside there is the hot wire, and the rest of these can all be used as ground. So I'm going to solder the hot wire in first, and then we'll figure out what I'm going to do for ground. And it seems odd to me that they would put the hot wire so close to the ground. See how close that is to there? Anyway, this was supposed to be a mono jack, but it's a stereo mono jack. So maybe a stereo connection has more than 2 grounds on it. I don't know. But anyway, that's why I'm going to hook it up. I'm going to hook that hot up to that. I'm probably just going to stick the ground right on here, and then clamp that down on my wire to help hold it in place. I'm going to bend these other 2 out of my way, and because it all checks out as ground. Because see, this goes right into the ground. This goes right onto the sleeve of your jack. Now see, this is called an input jack. It's also, it could also, depending on how you look at it, it can also be called an output jack because it goes in, it inputs to the output. I'm sorry, I just find it funny. Alrighty, I'm going to set this camera back up and solder that on there, and then I'll bring you back in after solder. You don't have to. I'm not going to put you through watching me solder this on, and then we'll be placing it into the guitar. Alright, I'll bring you back in just a little bit. Alright, I got all that soldered in. I'm going to take some of this black tape and wrap around it just for GPs. And then I hate worse is not shielding some of the stuff and then having it ground out one way or the other. Well, let me show you these. These are pliers made for fishing. I was going through my tackle box the other day and found those in there. These are really great for doing guitar work. They're nice and skinny, they get in places, and they're strong. You can squeeze on the tips of that to squeeze things together. A pretty nice little set of pliers. You might think about next time you're at the store going through the fishing department, see if you can pick up a pair of these. Like I said, they're nice and thin, and they seem to be good enough for doing guitar work. They have little grippers here and here, and they're serrated up here, so they've got even more gripping power. Pretty cool set of pliers. I wish I thought I had those a while back. But anyway, again, I'm just showing you some of the things I come across in my venture of stuff. So we're just going to wrap this a little bit best we can, just to help insulate things, you know, keep it from banging up against anything and ground it out on you or on me. There we go. Now let's see if we can get our collar on there. What I think I'm going to do, I'm going to take another piece of tape and wrap around this to keep it from vibrating loose, and leave it right about there like that. Don't be inside the guitar, you're not going to see it, right? The tape's just going to help keep it from coming loose. And probably someday in the future I'll go take this all apart and the tape will be laying in the bottom of the guitar. I don't play my guitars in the heat. I don't play outside that much anymore. And when I do, I always take care of my stuff. I refuse to leave any of my guitars out in the hot car. The other day we went out for lunch with some friends of ours, and this was after practice at church, and I just don't leave them in the car. And so I took it in the restaurant with us. Took it in the restaurant, and then all the ladies were wanting me to play them a tune, but I had to tell them, well, it's my electric guitar, not my acoustic. And I didn't have a way of plugging it in so you could hear me. So then they invited me back. They told me to bring my acoustic back next time. They want to hear me play. Oh, that was kind of fun. So anyway, there we have that. So now we're going to slip that in place. What I'm thinking about doing, I got some clippy things I can put on here so we can stick that to the side of the guitar. I'm just debating if I should put those on there now or wait till all this is inside the guitar. Good question. Hopefully after all this, I hope it works well, and it should. I haven't been feeling good today, so I've been kind of dragging my feet big time today. I haven't rushed on doing anything. Yeah, I know, I still need to make a video of the Pine guitar sound-wise. I was kind of wanting to get this almost done so I can get it out of my way, because I need to finish setting up that Pine guitar so we can make a video of it. And so that's probably going to happen tomorrow. I'm sorry it's taken me a while to do that, but it's the way life is. So now we're going to turn this guitar back up right here. Check the camera, see where we're at. It's tough trying to make these videos, especially when you got limited space. Everything always seems to be in the way. Excuse the jerky camera. Yeah, all right, that looks like we're going to be okay that way. You can see me, I guess. So now what this unit does is drops down in there. Like that. Then it has these two screws. That fastens that down. There we go. Now, this used to hold the batteries, so we'll slide that in like that. Just looks like it's supposed to be there. So anyway, that's what we got with that. Oh, goodness gracious. Set this back up right on the table here. So now what I'll do, I've got these, like I said, I got these little stick-on clips. I bought them for some cable I was running through the house. And they're made for outdoors. They're made for Christmas lights is what they're made for. They're just little plastic clips with some sticky on them. So I'm gonna put a couple of those on these wires. On this wire, and then we're gonna run that back along the side of the guitar back here. You have to imagine on the inside it's going to run right down the side of that, down to that plug down there, and that should help minimize vibration from the wires up against the guitar. I think that'll work out just fine. And so tomorrow I'll go out and make a nut for it. We'll make a nut for up there, and then we'll polish out the frets again. I notice it's already starting to get divots in. I hadn't even played it that much, but you can tell in church that's where I play at. It's up here most of the time. You can see a couple down here, but I'll just polish it out and leave it as is, and then maybe next year we'll have to look at putting new frets in this thing. I didn't realize they were that soft. But anyway, guys, girls, boys, all y'all, that's it for the day. And like I said, tomorrow I'll get out, make the nut for it. I might bring you in and show you how I make those nuts. I decided I'm going to make a whole brand new one out of antler. And then we'll bring it in and string her up. Hopefully things work out. Alrighty, I'll talk at you later. Bye now.